Dinner went as I'd expected. Polite clinks, curated smiles, until my father rose and tapped his glass. "Everyone, an announcement about the estate," he said, using that no-arguments voice. "Your mother and I have decided." I set my fork down. Caleb, my older brother, sat taller. His wife Nina vibrated. Sophie, my younger sister, wore that been-briefed smile. And me, Maya, 32, the quiet middle who writes code and minds her business. I waited. "The main house goes to Caleb," Dad said, gesturing around the Victorian where we sat. "3 kids need space, the lake cabin will be Sophie's. And Maya," a pause shaped like pity, "you'll have the downtown condo. Perfect for a single woman with your lifestyle." Lifestyle, code for no husband, no children, a company he calls computer stuff. Mom added, "The rentals will be split between Caleb and Sophie. They'll need the income. Maya, you're doing fine." Nods bobbed. Caleb murmured renovation plans. Sophie mapped holiday weekends at her cabin. Nina snapped the dining room for a mood board. No one asked what I thought. "Well," Dad said. "Nothing to say?" I checked my phone. "Actually, someone's at the door." On cue, the bell rang. "We aren't expecting anyone," Dad frowned. "I am," I said, standing. "A courier from Judge Ortega." Silence tightened. I opened the door. A messenger held a thick envelope. "Maya Whitaker?" "That's me." Documents from Superior Court. Signatures needed from Gerald and Elaine Whitaker, Caleb Whitaker, and Sophie Whitaker. "They're all here." I led him back. He arranged papers across the table, deeds, declarations, tidy stacks. Dad reddened. "What is this?" "Reality," I said. "You just divided an estate that doesn't exist the way you think it does." Caleb snatched a page. "Deed transfer. Whitaker Holdings, LLC. Current owner, Maya Whitaker." He blinked, as if the letters would rearrange into his name. "It's not a mistake," I said. "These are the titles to everything you just parceled out. The main house, the lake cabin, the condo, and all 6 rentals." Mom's voice thinned. "Impossible. These homes have always been ours." "They were," I said. 7 years ago, Dad's company cratered. Foreclosures queued like storm clouds. You were days from losing the lot." I tapped a seal. I'd just sold my first startup. 3.2 million wired in and no plan, except help when you asked. Dad stared at the table. "We thought you were lending." "You assumed," I said. "I offered help. I purchased at fair market value through my LLC, paid the liens, carried taxes and insurance. The rental income you've been spending, stipends so you could breathe." Sophie's whisper broke. "We've been tenants." "Rent-free," I said. "Generous." The courier slid the signature sheet forward. Ink bloomed where their pens touched. I handed a second packet. "These are notices. 30 days. After that, my manager takes over." Nina's brightness collapsed. "We can't afford this house." "You won't be living in it," I said, even not unkind. Phones buzzed. Cousins. Aunts. News travels fast when pride is dented. That night my attorney, Arman Qureshi, called. "Your father filed an emergency petition. Elder abuse, fraudulent transfer. Judge Ortega wants everyone in chambers tomorrow at 10. Bring originals." "Expected," I said. In bed, I watched the fan carve the dark. I'd saved them and erased myself in the same motion. Tomorrow I intended to be visible. Judge Ortega's chambers were smaller than expected. My family sat with a lawyer who looked like he was still renting textbooks. I sat with Arman, who'd spent 2 decades untangling deeds. "Mr. Whitaker," the judge said, "you claim your daughter defrauded you." "Facts. Bankruptcy 7 years ago. Foreclosures pending. Properties purchased by Miss Whitaker at fair market value. Debt satisfied. Taxes and insurance paid by her since. Disputed?" Their lawyer opened, sputtered, deflated. Dad tried. "We thought we still owned." "Did she ever tell you that?" Silence. "Did you pay taxes, insurance, major repairs?" Heads shook. "Then you did not own them," he said. "Your daughter prevented ruin, housed you rent-free for 7 years, and you convened a dinner to redistribute her assets without consent. The eviction notices stand. Ownership confirmed. Petition denied. In the hallway, Caleb reached me. Maya, can we talk? Your 30 days started yesterday. He winced. Why didn't you tell us? Would it have mattered? He didn't answer. 28 days later, the driveway emptied. Caleb moved his family into a sensible townhouse. Sophie took a sunny walk up and discovered her own taste. Mom and Dad found a modest senior building with a chess room. I hired a manager, listed the Victorian, and signed a family at a fair rate. The lake cabin paid for its own new dock. 3 months on, an envelope arrived. Dad's cursive. He did what he never could at the table, thanked me, admitted fear posing as judgment, said he was proud. I read it twice, then texted, "Coffee next week?" His reply landed. I'd like that. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's a lock with a key I carry.